purpose of this study was to analyze learning and training strategies that enable adults to better transfer new technology skills to the workplace. In this situation, the classroom. During training and workshops, teachers embrace new skills and are excited to implement them. But when back in the classroom, they struggle or do not implement what they learn. The research identified various professional development strategies focusing on retrieval practice and spaced learning techniques. The research questions were: does retrieval testing during and post-training improve an adult's ability to retain and transfer skills to the workplace? Does spaced versus massed learning improve an adult's ability to retain and transfer skills to the workplace? The research reviewed 3 learning theories and utilized characteristics from each in the training. The theories were behavioral, cognitive, and constructivism. Through the application of the behavioral theory, the researcher chose to compare spaced versus massed learning. The training was broken down into chunks and learning was task-oriented. The active learning characteristics of constructivism determined the panels would be made available for each teacher to learn on. It was cumbersome to relocate them, but allowed the teacher to complete the setup and become familiar with the technology during the training. The cognitive theory includes the processes of the mind in the learning, allowing for critical thinking and problem solving. Retrieval practice techniques were investigated as a method to connect and develop the learning. Based on the research, retrieval practice and spaced learning were chosen for the training strategies. Our brain seems to have an unlimited ability for storage and a limited ability of recall. Research in retrieval practice showed significant improvement in long-term learning. Another method that yields long-term learning is distributed practice or spacing. By spacing learning rather than massed learning, the research presented better recall and transfer. For this project, the researcher chose a technology upgrade training for the active panel Promethean boards used in the 5th and 6th grade classrooms at Madeira Unified School District. The Promethean technology has gone from a touch panel utilizing a projection system to a touchscreen computer system referred to as an active panel. 24 teachers from 5 different school sites were split into 2 groups. The training encompassed 4 main skills: using Windows operating system on a large touchscreen format, utilizing the new Google Drive file stream to access cloud files locally, learning a new cloud software, ClassFlow, and connecting student devices. Also, incorporating ClassFlow into ActiveInspire. They experienced spaced learning with chunks of information covering the pieces of the software, then revisited each area for more information and to build on previous knowledge. This training took longer and we were not able to cover everything on the agenda. Group B received the same technology skills needed without the interwoven retrieval drills, trained in mass format, introduced to an entire area, then moved to the next without retrieval active learning practice until the end. Group B received the training on all the items on the agenda, but was cut short in their opportunity to actively practice the skills and ask any questions. The methods used were quantitative and qualitative research in a mixed method approach to analyze the findings. 3 data gathering tools were used: a post-training retrieval quiz, a follow-up training and interview, and an implementation survey. The post-training retrieval quiz was delivered via email within 4 days of the training. Of the 20 assessments sent, only 9 responded, which was too small of a sample to determine success or failure in transfer of skills learned. It was determined the follow-up retrieval practice assessment delivered through email to teachers was not a viable method for soliciting responses. Recommendations include further research in badging and certifications to investigate better participation with post-retrieval practice questioning. The follow-up visits and interviews reveal promising results and training strategies that agree with adult learning theories of behaviorism, cognitive, and constructivism. Teachers attributed their success to active learning and follow-up support. The analysis of the data revealed Group A had a 5% higher implementation rate, proving retrieval practice and spaced learning during training does have a positive effect on the immediate transfer of skills and long-term learning. As we roll out the active panels to all 5th and 6th grade classrooms, the strategies discovered through this action research will continue to provide quality training that yields transfer of technology skills.